In this video, we'll further explore Somalia's different regions and its history to get a better understanding of its geopolitics and current situation. Without further ado, let's get into it. Before colonialism, Somalia was divided into different Islamic sultanates like the Ajuran, Adil, and Geledi ruled parts of Somalia between the 13th and 19th centuries. These were strong political and commercial states, often trading with Arabs, Persians, and Indians. Somali society was largely pastoral and clan-based, with Islam as a unifying religion since the early Middle Ages. Somalis were scattered into vast regions in East Africa because of their lifestyle as pastoralists. The scramble for Africa in the late 1800s saw European powers dividing Somalia into different colonies. In 1884, Britain established a protectorate over northern Somalia centered in what is today Hargeisa and Berbera. It was primarily used to supply meat to the British naval base. In Aden, Yemen, Britain governed indirectly through clan elders, with minimal investment in infrastructure. It was known as British Somaliland, although not part of modern-day Somalia. Djibouti, then French Somaliland, was inhabited by Somali Isa clans and as part of the Greater Somali Cultural Region. It was established as a colony by France in 1896 and remained so until 1977. Italian Somaliland was the largest. Italy entered Somalia in the late 1880s, signing treaties with local rulers and gradually extending control. By 1927, Italy had full control of southern Somalia and began a period of direct colonial rule. Half of Jubaland was ceded to Italy and by Britain in 1925. But the other half was kept and later become part of Kenya. The regime under Mussolini later intensified Italian settlement and economic exploitation. Infrastructure, roads, ports was more developed under the Italians compared to the British, but primarily to benefit the colonial administration. Italian settlers also moved to Somalia. In 1935, Italy invaded Ethiopia and captured the whole country, thus briefly unifying the Somali-Ogaden region into one country under Italian flag. In 1960, the days of colonialism were ending and both territories gained independence. They decided to join each other as one country, the Somali Republic, with Mogadishu as its capital. The new state was democratic, with regular elections and a civilian government. Somalia also adopted a pan-Somali nationalist policy. President Mohammed Syed Barre, aiming to unite all Somali inhabited territories. In Kenya 1963-67, known as the Shifta War, ethnic Somalis started insurgencies to join a Greater Somalia. However, it turned out to be unsuccessful. In 1977, Somalia invaded Ethiopia to annex the Ogaden. Initially, Somalia made major gains, capturing most of the Ogaden. Ethiopia, backed by the Soviet Union and Cuba, launched a massive counteroffensive. The Soviet Union switched sides, abandoning Somalia and supporting Ethiopia with weapons and 15,000 Cuban troops. Somalia was defeated and withdrew in early 1978. The aftermath of the war had devastating long-term consequences for Somalia, setting the stage for the Somali Civil War and the collapse of the Somali state. The dream of Greater Somalia was shattered and Syed Barre's regime was crumbling. It showed signs of a political system that was fragile, clan-based, and riddled with corruption and inefficiency, and it would lead to a long civil war eventually, full of war crimes and destruction and different clans fighting each other instead of fighting for unity. So what are the current Somali states? Let's start in the north. Somaliland, technically a Somali state, had declared independence in 1991. It is not internationally recognized as a sovereign country. However, it points to relative peace, stability, and democracy compared to the rest of Somalia, and it has its own government, constitution, military, currency Somaliland, shilling, and it holds its own elections. The dominant clan in Somaliland is the Izok clan. Hargeisa is the capital of Somaliland, severely damaged during the Somali Civil War. Rebuilt and developed rapidly since Somaliland's declaration of independence, growing urban infrastructure, including schools, hospitals, and telecommunications. Other significant cities in this region is Berbera, which serves as the main seaport of the country as it is strategically located near the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, controlling access between the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. Somaliland was part of British Somaliland before independence. Most state in the north-central region was recognized in 2023 after a territorial conflict between Somaliland and Puntland, known as the LAS Anad conflict. It emerged as a political entity in the 2010s, aiming to represent the interests of the Dhulbahante in the disputed areas between the two. Puntland is an autonomous state within Somalia. The Dared clan is the dominant clan, formed to support federalism, not secession like Somaliland. Has its own government, security forces, and constitution, relatively more stable than southern Somalia. The capital is Garu. However, the port city Bosaso is the largest city, major hub for business, commerce, and migration, and gateway for livestock exports to the Middle East. Puntland and the rest of the Somali states south of it was once part of Italian Somaliland. Galmudug, primarily dominated by Hawaii clan, lies in the center of the country. The capital is Dus Mareb, but the largest city is Galkio, but it's located in both Galmudug and Puntland. It's known for its active markets, cross-clan commerce. Despite tensions, however, it has seen its fair share of violence too. The state's name combines Galgaduud and Muddug, the two main regions it covers. Hirshabelle consists of the Hiran and Middle Shabelle regions of Somalia. The name of the state originates from combining their names. Capital is Yawa. Hawa is the largest clan. Here too, it is a strategic but fragile state, facing serious security, political and developmental challenges, but also plays a key role in federal politics and stabilization efforts. Southwest state. Largest city is Barawa, but largest city is once known as City of Death due to its harsh history with famine, but today it's a key political and economic hub. Main clan here is the Rahan. Southwest state faces ongoing security challenges from Al-Shabaab insurgents, political clan rivalries, and underdeveloped infrastructure. Despite these challenges, it plays an important role in Somalia's federal system and has a functioning regional government. The capital Mogadishu is located in an administrative region known as Banadir, just like Washington is located in District of Columbia in the USA. Hawaii is the largest clan here, but it has the highest percentage of residents who are internally displaced persons among the regions of Somalia because of its relative safety, economic opportunities and availability of resource. Last but not least, Jubaland, the most southern part of Somalia. Dared is the largest clan here, but there are also Rohingya and Somali Bantu or Jaraya descendants of Bantu-speaking peoples from Southeast Africa brought to Somalia centuries ago through the Indian Ocean slave trade. Boyle is the capital, but Kismayo was the largest city. Vital port for Somalia, trade hub for livestock, bananas and charcoal exports. Jubaland has also seen some insurgencies in recent years, however urban centers like Kismayo are more stable. This sums up all the different states of Somalia, its history and its current status. The future of Somalia's federal states is promising but uncertain. Decentralization can improve local governance. Ongoing dialogue may strengthen state-federal cooperation. Diaspora investment and peacebuilding are helping rebuild institutions. Will Somaliland rejoin or stay separate? Can Somalia agree on a clear federal constitution? Will state building outpace conflict and corruption? Let us know in the comments what you think. Thanks for watching.